What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be talking about CNBC, the tariff situation with the automakers, and discuss on what's going on with that situation. Not a long video, so I'm just going to play it through wherever I see I want to elaborate on or talk to y'all about. I'll pause it. Let's get to it.
Tariff costs are becoming unsustainable for automakers. That's what one of the largest dealership groups warned on an earnings call on February 18th. Automakers will either have to raise prices or cut features.
Prices are going up. There's no question that you're going to see that. They're not going to sit back and lose billions and billions of dollars. They can't. It's just not going to happen.
To give an idea of how tariffs are...
Now, on that part where he said that automakers got two options, the automakers can either cut down on features like the tech and the leather seats and all the other stuff, or they can just increase prices. So yeah, they don't want to cut back and lose billions, and like you said, billions and billions of dollars. That's what I said before. That's the greed part of it. I mean, that's just being greedy. I mean, you got companies like Slate that's trying to like get rid of those, like the big screens, the was it the safety, not the safety features, but it's like the sensors, like blind spot warning, blind spot monitoring, lane departure assist, and they want the consumer to choose what they want in their cars. I feel like that's what automakers need to do with all their cars, not just Slate. Because Slate is one of them that's doing, where you can customize your own vehicle and what you want for your vehicle and what you want inside the cockpit of your vehicle. But other companies, like what he said, they just gonna be greedy. They want to, they don't want to lose that much money. They want to keep making that money. But I feel like they should cut back on features that's in the cars and have a cheaper option, and then have other vehicle, and then within that same model, just if they want the features, they go for that, for that trim. But
affecting car makers, consider Toyota, the world's largest. U.S. sales rose 8% in 2025. It was its best year since 2017. Its luxury brand Lexus hit a record. Sales climbed worldwide too. But 9 months into its 2026 fiscal year, U.S. tariffs cost the company 1.2 trillion yen. That's almost $8 billion. Profits have fallen 25%. About half of the cars Toyota sells in the U.S. are made here. It has 11 factories making parts and vehicles across the country. But some of its popular and high-priced models are made elsewhere, like most Lexus models, except the TX crossover. The Tacoma pickup, the best-selling mid-sized truck in the U.S., had its best year on record. It's made in Mexico. Right now, trade rules place a 25% tariff on all foreign-made parts in a car built in Canada or Mexico. Cars and parts imported from Japan carry a 15% duty. Sam Fiorani, an auto industry forecaster, told me that to offset the effects of tariffs, Toyota can invest in U.S. suppliers, but it can't move Tacoma production to the U.S. right now. The automaker even told me that all its U.S. factories are at full capacity. Toyota has been on a U.S. factory spending spree. It opened a nearly $14 billion battery plant in North Carolina in November 2025, pledged another $900 million for hybrid vehicle production, and said it plans to spend $10 billion in the U.S. over the next 5 years. For now, Toyota is so profitable that it is still targeting a margin of about 7.6% for the full year. But without the tariffs, margins would probably be above 10%. Toyota told me that the 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico is highly disruptive and cannot be sustained, and warned of higher prices and less choice. It's also worth noting that the tariffs are also costing US-based automakers billions. US vehicle prices are already, on average, just shy of $50,000. Dyke said Sonic's average retail sale price in the fourth quarter was $62,000, an all-time record high. My colleague Mike Whalen just wrote a story about how new cars are becoming a luxury good. If this continues, as Dyke said, buyers shouldn't expect any relief. Some analysts point out that so far, car prices, while high, have remained relatively flat overall throughout the last year or so, suggesting automakers haven't raised them drastically in response to the tariffs, as many had expected they would.
The affordability issue, while maybe not being felt in 25, we believe as you get into May, June, July, August, you're going to start feeling it as new car prices have nowhere to go but up.
That's a lie. That is a lie. New car prices don't have to just keep going up. Y'all keep going up, y'all ain't gonna make no money. Because there's not a lot of billionaires in the world to keep up with y'all prices. It's not a lot of rich, not even just billionaires. There's not a lot of rich people in the world to keep up with their car prices. And then y'all trying to increase the loans. Well, like I said before, you had 48 months. You got 36, 48 months. Then you got loans that's like 50, what, 52, 50, 54 months. And then you got a 60-month loan. And I think the highest right now is an 84-month loan. And then the freaking car payments is in the thousands. You're paying $1,000 a month for a car. Like you're buying, like you're renting a home or you're paying for a mortgage. Yo, it don't have to go up. They keep trying to put all this tech and leather seats and massaging seats and sensors and all this other stuff in the cars. That's why they keep going up. How about they read the room and say, hey, everybody don't have the money to buy these cars. We gotta find a way to make cheaper, affordable cars for the average consumers. We can't keep making cars for the rich people. Only the rich can afford the cars. Not everybody can afford these cars. When people say stuff like that, it just pisses me off. Because some people look at it from a numbers standpoint. And I mean, numbers matter, but sometimes you also got to look at it from what's going on around you and read the room. This is why I hope Slate changed the game. This is why I hope BYD come to America. Because if Slate becomes successful, if BYD comes to America, it shakes up the whole market. It shakes up the whole market because Slate starts off at $25,000 for a vehicle, right? And then you can put any features you want in that vehicle. And then BYD, they already cheap in China, so their vehicles are probably gonna be cheap in America too. These automakers need a wake up call. They need a wake up call. All of them do. If I were to have an automotive company, I wouldn't be doing this to any of my consumers because I'm trying to make money, but I also want to please my customers. That's how I would run my business. When the customer is happy, I'm happy. When the customer is complaining, I'm gonna look at the root of the problem to see what the complaints are, and if it need to be fixed, it need to be fixed, and it need to be attended to. Like I said, I hope Slate and BYD shake the whole market up. I'll be praying on that one. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching the video. More content coming the way. Again, thank y'all for watching. Y'all be safe. And remember, stay driven.